Well, I knew the time had to come when I had to review this field upgrade. Alright, let's get this over with. Welcome to Healing Aura. Hello, I'm Mr. L, and today we're going to be taking a look at the field upgrade Healing Aura in Black Ops 6 Zombies. This field upgrade has always been a giant mixed bag with me, as I almost never touched Healing Aura at all in this game up until this review. But why is that? Well, let's not waste any time, and let's finally talk about Healing Aura. Unlocked at level 33, Healing Aura is a basic field upgrade. Once fully charged up after killing zombies or getting a full power-up drop, Healing Aura upon activation summons healing beams of energy that will instantly heal yourself and your allies to full health. And it's also capable of reviving players from short to long distances upon activation as well, which is very good if you're playing maps like Terminus or Shattered Vale and you aren't able to revive your allies in time. Oh, and it doesn't end there. Depending on how long the player was down for, they'll keep whatever perk was in their bleed out bar when they get healed by Healing Aura. And that's pretty much it when it comes to the basics of Healing Aura. So if you're wondering, oh, that doesn't sound too terrible, it sounds like a fine field upgrade to run in Grief, and you're absolutely correct in this regard. As in Grief, with how aggressive the enemy team could be with Kali sticks, and with how deadly the zombies are with dealing high damage to the player, having Healing Aura on you makes it very easy to revive players given how Treyarch banned certain revive gobblegums, which does give Healing Aura more value to use in Grief. Past that, there are a lot of other grievances I have with this field upgrade, as it takes almost 120 kills to charge up, which is way too long and tedious to charge. Oh, and did I mention it takes even longer to charge up in Grief, so you better use a power keg and arsenal accelerator as well? I love microtransactions. On top of that, you might as well equip certain augments that'll make your field upgrade charge up way faster. But honest to God, Healing Aura is so goddamn good in Grief for healing your squad mates and reviving them, given the sweaty nature of Grief. But in contrast to how it performs in round-based, oh man.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
If I'm being quite honest, Healing Aura is completely useless in round-based, depending on if you and your teammates are actually competent like myself for the most part. I find it very inconvenient to run because if someone goes down and it's not charged up, you're gonna have to manually revive them, which could be a very bad inconvenience depending on how many enemies are on the play space. In regular round-based survival, I find Healing Aura very unnecessary to run, as the healing gobblegums like Phoenix Up, Near Death Experience, and Nowhere But There are way better to use, as the revived player will keep all of their perks, not just the ones in their bleed out bar, but I'll rant about that one later. Okay, so Healing Aura takes forever to charge, and if you're playing with good teammates that don't go down, this field upgrade is completely useless. But how are the augments? Do they salvage the field upgrade, or do they make it still boring? Well, let's take a look. Your first minor augment you'll unlock is called Inner Strength. This augment makes it so that a player's affected damage is slightly increased for a short time after being healed by Healing Aura, and this can be shown from a visual indication of the green glow outlining your HUD. But don't let the green glow fool you, as the damage increase is an absolute joke.
This is simply the beginning.
You guys want to know what the percentage increase is when this augment is equipped on Healing Aura? 10%. Yep, a measly 10%. I ran the PP90M1 to see if I could spot a difference, along with damage numbers turned on, but it's barely noticeable, and it's just awful. Flat out awful. And on top of that, the 10% damage buff lasts for roughly 6 to 7 seconds, and for most of that time you're holding out your wand so you can't even accurately shoot the zombies for most of the duration, making this augment even more useless than it already is. Just don't bother with this terrible augment. It sucks. The first major augment you'll unlock is called Resilience, and this augment makes it so that all affected players have their health regen delay reduced, and so that their healing rate is increased for a quick moment. I will say, this augment really did amaze me, as if you pair it up with Quick Revive, the fast health regen timer of Quick Revive will stack with this augment. And honestly, Resilience is very good if you and your teammates need to get healed fast, as the tougher the zombies get, the more health you'll want from this augment activation. I really do appreciate Resilience, as it's very useful, especially in Grief, and frankly, with the faster health regen with the reduced delay is a welcomed boost in my book. Honestly, try this augment out in Healing Aura if you love the instant heals. The second minor augment you'll unlock is called Protection. This augment, when equipped, will give you a slight damage reduction against the undead when under the beams of Healing Aura. From the sounds of it, this should be a good augment to use for high rounds in Grief, right?
Ah boy, here we go.
Oh man, this one sucks so bad it's not even funny. I had a friend of mine help me test this augment out with the proper stats, and the damage reduction that Protection gives you is a 3% damage reduction. What? You'd think it would be a 25 or 30% damage reduction, but no, a fucking 3% damage reduction from the zombies. Like, why? Why would you ever run this? There's literally no point in running this augment when it barely gives you protection. 3% is not enough and barely makes a difference. If you ask me, the one Jug augment, Reactive Armor, is more protective than this shit augment. Protection is a horrible fit on Healing Aura. Never use it in any situation, ever.
Look at this!
Oh my god.
Get the out of here! Get the out of here! This is unbelievable!
The second major augment unlocked is called Enduring Radiance. This augment's function is actually pretty good. It makes it so that the healing beams and its effects persist for a brief window after leaving its area of effect. Alright, now here's an augment worth looking at that's actually really damn amazing. Not only are the constant heals very good to stand inside those healing circle beams, but if you're at like, I don't know, 150 health, you'll be healed instantly back up to max health. This augment works best when you're holding out a choke point or doing a grief objective and the enemies are dealing high amounts of damage to you. But here's the best part. If you revive somebody with this augment and they go down again, if they crawl back into the Radiance beam, they'll be instantly revived again while standing in the Radiance beam, which is downright amazing.
Nice. Nice.
Honest to God, Enduring Radiance is without a doubt your best major augment to run on Healing Aura. It's so goddamn convenient and useful, it helps you out in the right moments. Always use this augment for the proper heals no matter what. The third minor augment you'll unlock is called Stoic Presence, and this one's actually pretty useful if you're on Grief or the Tomb. When activated, zombies will get pushed back and fall to the ground, along with the special and elite enemies getting stunned from the Healing Aura blast. For once, I'm actually happy to like a minor augment on Healing Aura, as this augment will give the player who is surrounded by a bunch of zombies a quick window to escape out of to survive. And that is extremely helpful. Think about it. If you get surrounded, this augment will practically save you. And in maps that have high spawns for special and elite enemies, and in Grief where the match can get a bit chaotic, this augment is perfect for healing you and getting you and your friends out of a pinch. Hell, pair it up with Enduring Radiance so you can stand your ground and eliminate whatever undead foes stand in your way. Seriously, Stoic Presence is an amazing augment. Equip this augment as soon as you unlock it. The final and third major augment unlocked is called Persistence, which makes it so that the players keep all three of their perks in their bleed out bar when revived with Healing Aura, which, if I'm being honest, sounds cool at first, until you realize the players can still keep all three of their perks if you activate Healing Aura fast enough. Now listen, if you're in a predicament where somehow all three of your teammates go down within a span of 15 seconds, and you use Healing Aura on the first guy who went down, well, yeah, now you see the problem I have with this major augment. Boo! Now listen, if you somehow run into another problem where you have three incompetent doofuses for teammates who go down constantly, then I kind of see a point for running Persistence on Healing Aura, but for me, this augment is just not good. If this augment made it so that you kept all of your perks, then that would be freaking amazing. Honestly, Persistence is just an unnecessary augment to use on Healing Aura. It's not bad, but it's just outclassed by the three medical gobblegums that are just way better by comparison. Seriously, you're way better off using the Gobblegum near-death experience if you're doing a boss fight in co-op, and if your teammates aren't having the best time in zombies, as near-death experience will revive your downed allies and will let them keep all their perks, unlike Persistence. If I'm being honest, try out Persistence if you want, but if I'm being frank, you're not missing much, Chief. I seriously don't understand what the fuck the devs were thinking with most of the augments for this field upgrade. Half of them are just flat out useless, and only a couple of them are really good. The one augment that would have made it a bit unbalanced would be Extra Charge. That way you can use the first charge to heal your teammates or if they go down, and the second charge is on standby to revive players that went down after you activated the first charge. Which would have been way cooler, but I can kind of see from a balancing perspective how that would have been a bit stupid. Healing Aura as a field upgrade in BO6 is super underwhelming compared to what it was in Vanguard and Modern Warfare Zombies. As in Vanguard, if you fully upgraded Healing Aura in that game, you kept all your perk tiers when revived with the Healing Aura beam for all players, which in the context of Vanguard Zombies is super helpful. And in MWZ, when you get revived by default or with Healing Aura, you automatically keep all your perks. Sure, you had to be within a 100-meter radius to revive your teammates, but that's still extremely helpful if you're doing contracts in the medium to high threat zones or the Dark Ether. Fast forward to Black Ops 6, and now you see why I find Healing Aura to be very frustrating. But here's where I get really mad. There was a key moment I knew this field upgrade was going to suck, and that was when they revealed the augment list, and I know everyone was expecting me to talk about this one, the Gobblegum list. The very moment I found out that near-death experience, Phoenix Up, and Nowhere But There were going to be gobblegums in this game, I immediately knew that Healing Aura was going to be doomed from the start. If the developers carefully thought this one through, they could have easily merged the gobblegums into the field upgrade to make Healing Aura more akin to how it was in Vanguard. But nah, we need people to play the game and spend money on microtransactions for gumballs because some corporate suits want money, right? Listen, I apologize for ranting about this, but it absolutely blows my mind how the best versions of Healing Aura are in Vanguard and MWZ, you know, the two most hated Treyarch Zombies games ever made. The Treyarch devs should have made it so that Healing Aura kept all your perks, especially with how punishing the point system is in this game. Either way, it's incredibly disappointing to see how this turned out, but if the devs want to make Healing Aura more appealing, they have to buff the augments to make them actually viable, because as it stands, Inner Strength and Protection are not worth running at all and need a buff now. In conclusion, I remain very conflicted with Healing Aura, as on one hand, I hate it in round-based and I find almost no use for it at all, and I find it fundamentally underpowered as it should keep all the players' perks rather than 3, but alas, gobblegums, am I right? Not to mention, if you're any bit competent as a skilled player like myself, you won't be finding this field upgrade that useful. But when it comes to grief, this field upgrade is actually alright. Given how gobblegums like Nowhere But There and Near Death Experience and Phoenix Up are not allowed in grief, it actually takes some skill and patience to use Healing Aura in grief. As long as you have Stoic Presence and Enduring Radiance equipped on Healing Aura, you'll be the best medic in your squad with Healing Aura. Definitely use this wand in grief for those break glass in case of emergencies moment, but only run it in round base if you know you're playing with weak teammates. In the end, try Healing Aura out if you want, but only use it sparingly so you can use it just at the right time. That concludes my review of Healing Aura. I hope you all loved the review, and join me next time, where I'll be covering the XMG, which I'm pretty stoked to talk about. Until then, this is Mr. L, and I'll see you all for the reckoning.